Now come to the concept of diploid and haploid cells. We are composed of cells. The human body is composed of cells. Not only human, all the organisms are composed of cells. What is organism? Organism is any individual that has life, that can grow, that can reproduce, etc. So, we are organisms and all the organisms are made up of cells. Now, each cell contains chromosomes. What is chromosome? Chromosome is composed of DNA and proteins and it is a thread-like structure. Now, why is chromosome important? Chromosome is important because genes are located on them. What is gene? Gene is the segment of DNA. Genes are the segments of DNA that act as the instructions to make the gene products or the RNA products or proteins that give us the structure and perform several functions that are necessary for our survival. For us, for the human beings, each cell contains total 46 chromosomes or 2 sets of chromosomes. Now, what is the meaning of these 2 sets of chromosomes? Let me explain. For the organisms who reproduce sexually, fertilization is a very important process for the reproduction. We, the human beings, reproduce sexually. So, fertilization is a very important process for reproduction. What happens is, during fertilization, 2 gamete cells fuse to form the zygote cell that is called diploid cells. During fertilization, what happens is 2 gamete cells fuse to form a diploid cell that contains total 46 chromosomes for the human body. What happens is, during fertilization, the sperm cell or the gamete cell that contains total 23 chromosomes comes from father or the male and another gamete cell that is ovum or egg cell that also contains total 23 chromosomes that comes from mother or the female. And these 2 gamete cells fuse to form a diploid cell that contains 46 chromosomes. And this cell is called the diploid cells and this is called zygote. The zygote is a diploid cell because it contains total 2 sets of chromosomes. One set of total 23 chromosomes is inherited from father or the sperm cell and another one set of total 23 chromosomes is inherited from the mother or the egg cell or the ovum. A new life begins with the formation of zygote. So here we can see 2 parents of opposite sex are involved in the fertilization process and it must involve fusion of male and female gametes. Here for the human beings, the male gamete is sperm and the female gamete is egg or ovum. The zygote divides to form embryo. Now, the cells of embryo further divide to form fetus. And again, the cells of the fetus further divide to form the baby or the whole organism or a whole human body. All the cells of human body are diploid cells except sperm and egg or ovum. All the body cells like cells of our hands, cells of our legs, liver cells, lung cells, all of the cells are diploid cells because these cells contain total 2 sets of chromosomes or total 46 chromosomes. In the diploid cell, the chromosomes remain in pair. One chromosome that comes from father remains in pair with another chromosome that comes from mother. Just like that, total 23 chromosomes that come from father remain in pairs with another 23 chromosomes that come from mother. Just look at these, students. So, diploid cells are present in all the organisms who reproduce sexually. Now, come to the concept of haploid cell. Each and every haploid cell is a cell that contains one set of chromosomes or a single set of chromosomes. As for example, the sperm and the egg are the haploid cells, because sperm contains one set of total 23 chromosomes or a single set of 23 chromosomes, and the egg also contains a single set of 23 chromosomes. The chromosomes do not remain in pairs in case of haploid cell. The number of chromosomes in a single set is represented as n. N is also called haploid number. For us, for the human beings, n is equal to 23. So, the haploid cell contains half the chromosomes contained in diploid cell in body. The total number of chromosomes in diploid cell is described as 2n, means twice the number of chromosomes in a haploid cell. In case of human, total 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes are present in each diploid cell. Among these, 22 pairs or 44 chromosomes are called autosomes, and one pair or 2 chromosomes are called sex chromosomes. This one pair of sex chromosomes or these 2 sex chromosomes can be either XX or XY. XX for female and XY for male. Diploid cells and haploid cells are present in all the organisms who reproduce sexually. Here, only the gamete cells are the haploid cells. Now, the question is, what is the case for the organisms who do not reproduce sexually, who reproduce asexually? For them, only haploid cell is present. For them, only haploid cells are present. They do not contain diploid cells. Each cell contains only one set of chromosomes or a single set of chromosomes. In this case, 2 parents of opposite sex do not involve during reproduction. So, fertilization does not occur in this case. Only one parent is involved, so only one set of chromosomes is received in the cell of the organism who reproduces asexually, and the cell that contains single set of chromosomes is called haploid cell. The organisms who reproduce sexually, for them during fertilization process, one haploid cell or gamete cell contains one set of chromosomes or a single set of chromosomes that comes from the mother, and another haploid cell or the gamete cell that also contains one set of chromosome or a single set of chromosomes that comes from father, fuse to form a diploid cell that contains 2 sets of chromosomes. One set of chromosomes from the male and one set of chromosomes from female. So, the conclusion is diploid cell is the cell that contains 2 sets of chromosomes, and haploid cell is the cell that contains one set of chromosomes or a single set of chromosomes. That's all for today, students. Thank you so much for watching my video.